What's up, icKids? Today I have my brother with me. We're talking about brothers, and we ain't putzing around. Get it? Putzing, putting, forget it. Let's get started. Yo, we are here with my brother Seth, hanging in icKids today, and a lot of people don't know this about you. He's my older brother, by the way, so I'm the younger one, and older brother Seth. And one thing people don't know about you is I like to fish, he likes to golf, and all the time, and I don't golf, but this dude can play, and so I've got him all set up. We're ready to go. We've got a trick shot ready to happen. So here we go. Hold on one second. Let me swing that down so you can see this. Yeah, we're ready. We're ready. We've got it. Okay, focus now. Focus, you've got this. Here we go.
Come on, baby. You know you want to. Yes, sir. Get there. Okay.
Yes!
Every time.
That's what I'm talking about. This dude right here. I love it. I love it. So crazy, dude. On camera.
That was easy.
I can't believe you did that, dude. Actually, the reason I wanted you to do that today is because in our icKids, we're going through Genesis 4.
Yeah, so that's our no right this week, is that Cain sins against Abel.
Cain sins against Abel, and when we know that, that's going to help us think right. We'll be able to focus on Hebrews 9:22 that says, "And without the shedding of blood, there is no forgiveness of sins."
Yep, and the do right will be believing that God hates sin.
Yes, and when we do believe that, when we know that, when we think that, when we do that, we can feel right. And that means I can feel loved because Jesus took the punishment for my sins. And so we've got a short little video for Genesis 4 talking about Cain and Abel. Will you stick around and hang out a little bit, and then we can talk about Cain and Abel? They're brothers. We're brothers. And so we'll talk about it. We'll see you right after this video.
Adam and Eve had the first child ever to be born on earth after God's creation. When she gave birth to Cain, she said, "With the Lord's help, I have produced a man." Later, she gave birth to his brother and named him Abel. When they grew up, Abel became a shepherd while Cain became a farmer. When it was time for the harvest, Cain presented some of his crops as a gift to the Lord. But Abel gave the Lord his best firstborn lamb. The Lord accepted Abel and his gift, but he did not accept Cain and his gift. And this made Cain very angry. "Why are you so angry?" the Lord asked Cain. "You will be accepted if you do what is right, but if you refuse to do what is right, then watch out. Sin is crouching at the door, eager to control you." One day Cain said to his brother, "Let's go out into the fields." While they were in the field, Cain attacked his brother and killed him. Afterward, the Lord asked Cain, "Where is your brother, Abel?" "I don't know," Cain responded. "Am I my brother's keeper?" The Lord said, "What have you done? Listen, your brother's blood cries out to me from the ground. Now you are cursed and banished from the ground, which has swallowed your brother's blood. No longer will the ground produce good crops for you, no matter how hard you work. From now on, you will be a homeless wanderer on the earth." Cain replied to the Lord, "My punishment is too great for me to bear. You have banished me from the land and from your presence. You have made me a homeless wanderer. Anyone who finds me will kill me." The Lord replied, "No, for I will give a sevenfold punishment to anyone who kills you." Then the Lord put a mark on Cain to warn anyone who might try to kill him. So Cain left the Lord's presence and settled in the land of Nod, east of Eden. Adam and Eve had another son named Seth. Eve said, "God has granted me another son in place of Abel, whom Cain killed." When Seth grew up, he had a son and named him Enosh. At that time, people began to worship the Lord and call upon his name.
So we are welcome back. Thanks for hanging around. I've got my brother hanging, like I said, and some things that stuck out to me in this video, in the past video, and in Genesis 4, just how last week we talked about God created all things, and he created Adam and Eve and man, and then they sin against him. Kicks him out of the garden, but he's still good to them. Even this week, we still see how God just continues to give them blessings. He gives them 2 children. And I mean, children, that's a pretty big deal. How great that he just continues to give them good gifts.
Hold on.
Yeah.
Hold on. Let's stick with Cain and Abel.
It's a good point. So in the video, we can keep going with that, but Cain and Abel, you're right. It seemed like Cain and Abel, they both brought their sacrifices to God, and that God wasn't, he was happy with Abel, but he wasn't happy with Cain.
Yeah, but did Cain give his first fruits? Did he give out of his whole heart? Or did he just sort of go through the motions? Was he sold out? Was he really repentant of sin in his heart? Not just with the things that he did, because that's where sin starts. Sin starts in our hearts. Sin starts small, starts in our hearts. And then what happens?
You see in the video, even with Cain, that it just continues to grow. And what can start it seems like a small sin, not a big deal, and it kind of pushes away and kind of separates you. We see with Adam and Eve that sin separates us from God. And
why?
And it continues because he's perfect.
Because God hates sin. That's God's position towards sin.
Yeah.
Because he hates it. And so when it's unrepented of, and it's in our heart, and even though it seems small, what are we doing with God? We're pushing him where?
Pushing him away. And the crazy thing is in the video, and I know even in my own life, that a lot of times sin does start small, a little bit of a lie, it's not that big of a deal, and then before you know it, you may even have to sin more to cover up those, and there are consequences that go with it, and that they just continue to keep rolling. But one of the big thing is there's consequences from people hurting them and all that stuff. Sure. But really, sin is against God, and it does. Before you know it, sin isn't that big of a deal to you, and we know that it's a big deal to God.
Yeah, he hates it, and he punishes it. And it might not get punished at first, and you might be able to get away with those small sins, but like Zach just said, they beget bigger sins and bigger sins. And pretty soon, the consequences for those bigger sins have impacts on your life. But the good news, there's good news though.
There's good news.
There's great news.
And the great news is that although me and you sin, and we have sinned and will continue to sin, Jesus, we know Hebrews 9:22 says, without the shedding of blood, there is no forgiveness. No. He shed his blood for us, for me, for you, so that we aren't separated. That when God looks at us, he doesn't see our sin, he sees the blood of Jesus and how we have right standing, which should blow our mind. That
still 40, I'm 40, it still blows my mind.
Yeah, and it's so cool that when you know that, when you realize that, and when God continues to make you aware of that, it changes your life. And it changes your life every day. We can go, I want to run towards him, not towards sin, not to these things, or these aren't a big deal. We start to see the bigness in them.
I think what I've noticed about that, just even in my own life, we know God hates sin, and I want to be on that same side as God. So I hate sin. I want to hate sin in my own life. And yeah, I think that's something that I've been learning, is to have that same attitude that God does.
You're 40 and you're still learning.
Yeah, forever, this side of heaven, right?
We'll keep on learning. And I'm so glad that today you got to hang with us and kind of talk about brothers. I think the funny thing is that when God gave Adam and Eve another son, and his name was Seth, and how crazy. I know, just bananas. And so, but even back all the way to the beginning is, I want to show off your amazing golf skills, but also I wanted to see and just show everybody how a little tap then goes to here, then goes to here, then goes to here, then goes to here, and sin's a lot like that.
I didn't know that was the plan the whole time. That's serious.
You
didn't explain what we were doing until I showed up.
Show off your awesome golf skills.
Yeah.
Well, thanks for hanging.
Dude, it's awesome.
And I love it, and
love
a lot
you.
of fun. Yeah, love you, bro.
All right.
And,
hey, man, thank you.
Bye, guys. We love you. Sorry, I've got icKids Challenge. I'm throwing it over to them.
Welcome to icKids Challenge.
Hey, what are you doing?
I am making a chain reaction. A chain reaction is when one thing leads to another, and to another. Do you want to see?
Wow! Would you believe that has something to do with this week's icKids lesson?
No, what's the lesson?
Well, the lesson's about Cain and Abel. And Cain did some pretty serious sinning. Started out kind of small, but then his sins were one after another, after another, after another.
Wow, a chain reaction with sin. That's kind of an important lesson, that when you sin, it could lead to more sin.
So, what should we do for this week's icKids Challenge?
I think we should make a chain reaction. You could use dominoes. What else could you use?
I've got an excellent idea. I'm gonna go make mine on the stairs. Yours was pretty cool. Well, those dominoes were pretty fun. Now I'm gonna show you my chain reaction. I got a bunch of balls out of my garage, and I put a whole bunch of objects on my stairs, and I'm gonna try and let the ball roll down and knock one and see how many of them they can knock down. Maybe a bigger ball. Maybe one ball that I made all by myself, a tape ball. Ooh, we're getting some down. I can't get that one down. Oh, how about this ball?
I think you need the soccer ball.
You think I need the big one? Uh-oh, can we get that one?
Yay.
Oh, I got one more. Oh, let's get the soccer ball. Boom, boom, boom. Oh. Well, my chain reaction's all done. I can't wait to see what yours looks like on #icKids Challenge.